Hey, everybody. It's Denise here starting the show today. It is episode 134. Is this thing working? How are you doing over there, James?
I'm awesome. I'm awesome today. How are you?
I love it that you used my word, too. That was pretty cool. Yeah, we're doing pretty good this morning. It is Friday, TGIF.
Yep. What a crazy week we've had, man. We have had a wild week as far as the news is concerned and the events that have happened. And so I know that we've missed some headlines this week. I know we have, and I know you have. So we're going to bring you a couple this week that we thought was good. Think of all the things we've had this week going on.
Oh, it's been wild. It's been a wild week. It was hard to fit everything in.
Fauci on the Hill for 2 days, steadily lying to us the entire time.
The entire time.
Yeah.
And the media gaslighting everything.
You bet.
And on Facebook, we got a strike because we dared to actually post the truth about Fauci, remember?
Sure did, about the social distancing being made up. I mean, he testified that in court.
Right.
You posted an article about that.
And I got a strike.
And got a strike for it. And what they tried to do said that it was something to do with sexual exploitation or
that's
something.
That's exactly what they said. And I'm like, when I first got the notification, I'm like, sexual exploitation? There is no way.
Yeah, and I talked about that a couple of times on Twitter, even this week. I posted the screenshots of it, and I think we talked about it on Facebook even.
Yes.
So, hey, people, just...
commies are out again.
Yep, as we called it even back in 2021, hey, wait for the next 4 years, they'll start doing it again. And sure enough, here they are.
Here they are.
The leftists are so predictable and dumb, man.
They are.
They're so predictable and dumb.
And they say the same things over and over. And I think people are getting, weary of the same narrative over and over.
They're actually, people, I don't think people are really scared of the actual leftists, but they're scared of the leftist lawfare by the Department of Justice. Yeah, they're scared of the leftist lawfare in our Congress. They're scared of that stuff. And to me, as the message has been all week and even before that, you fight fire with fire, man. That's how you defeat these people. You fight fire with fire. And we're going to bring you some headlines this week that show people are fighting fire with fire now, finally.
Finally.
But also, talking about that, then I know that you didn't miss what happened with Steve Bannon yesterday and how the courts have ordered him now that he has to report to jail by July the 1st.
Yeah, it went viral. I'm pretty sure everyone heard about it. We're going to talk about that today, too. It's going to be a great show. I'm glad everyone is here today listening to us, getting ready for the weekend. And, if we don't mention it at the end of the show because we end up being so excited we forget, please have an absolutely wonderful weekend.
Hey, are you looking for your next unforgettable experience? Discover and attend the hottest events in your area with Eventbrite. From concerts to conferences, festivals to fundraisers, Eventbrite has it all. With our easy-to-use platform, finding and purchasing tickets is a breeze. Plus, with personalized recommendations based on your interest, you'll never miss out on an event that's perfect for you. Whether you're a seasoned event goer or just looking for something new, Eventbrite connects you with experiences that create memories to last a lifetime. Download the app or visit their website today and start exploring your world with Eventbrite.
Please click the link below. And folks, I would like to ask you to do us a very big favor and support our sponsors. They help keep the show free for everyone. And it will help us grow. We appreciate everything that you do for us.
And especially Eventbrite, they're a great resource for all your tickets to your events and the things that you want to attend.
Yes,
they really are.
Them.
We've used them before, and they're solid.
And while you're at it, please share the show. Share with all your friends and your not so friends. Just share the show so we can get our message out wide. We need everybody to stand up and work with us.
If you agree with us, like she said, please share it. And if you don't agree with us, please share it. Tell your friends.
And also, please download the Rumble app. It is a new platform that many people are going to from YouTube because YouTube is ScrewTube, just like Bongino says, on a regular basis. And you can follow the show and you will receive instant notifications when we go live. And we go live on Rumble every day, Monday through Friday at 2 p.m. Central Standard Time. And thank you very much for helping us grow. I want to give a shout out to our podcast audience who has helped us grow amazingly. Man, in the time that we've been doing this, we've gone from podcast to regular video, and live, and we've learned a lot. But the podcast audience is keeping us.
You're hanging in
You're
with
hanging
us.
in with us, and we are so thankful for you. Every single day, we're getting closer and closer to 5,000. When we hit 5,000 downloads, we're going to have like confetti. Confetti is going to come down and shine upon all of us.
I hope so.
But let's get on with the show. Let's get on with the show. I've done enough talking today about that kind of stuff. But I'm real excited about our show and about bringing you the, narrative busting that we do.
Yep.
I really am excited. So that's why I talk about it all the time and want your help and need your help. But Trump does too.
Yes, he does. And just a reminder for everybody, President Trump's going to be in Las Vegas, Nevada this weekend on Sunday at Sunset Park.
Doors open, what they say, at 9 a.m.
Yep.
And the show starts at noon. So show up.
Don't be late.
Don't be late. That's it.
Yep.
Don't be late. And reminder to everybody that TrumpForce47.com is open for you to go and sign up to volunteer. Just volunteer your time. We need all of this to happen. And with all that's going on with Bannon, too, he has also pushed out the things that we need you to do right here. He says, I want you for a poll watcher, a precinct judge, a county clerk, a precinct committeeman, and an election official.
Bannon wants the same from all of us. Be a force multiplier. Action, action, action. And as we always encourage everybody to do, the same as that. Just like with those examples right there that Bannon said he needs us to be involved in, same with us. We ask you to just be informed and become engaged, especially in your local community. People, it starts right there at our local community. Grassroots, man. Grassroots.
Yes, Grassroots. And the Grassroots were a little upset yesterday when they heard about what was happening with Bannon.
Bannon was pretty upset yesterday about what's happening to Bannon, as we all should be. And as you know how Steve is, Steve brings the truth each and every time he talks about something. And he did yesterday with this.
Great lawyers, and we're going to go all the way to Supreme Court if we have to. But I want to say something specifically about the Justice Department. Merrick Garland, Lisa Monaco, the entire Justice Department, they're not going to shut up Trump. They're not going to shut up Navarro. They're not going to shut up Bannon, and they're certainly not going to shut up MAGA. If you look right here, you reporters, in the 2.5 or 3 years we've been here, look at the rise of MAGA, look at the rise of Donald Trump. If the election was held today, according to Harry Enton over at CNN, President Trump would win in a landslide. All of this, besides the major legal issues that have to be addressed, all of this is about one thing. This is about shutting down the MAGA movement, shutting down grassroots conservatives, shutting down President Trump. Not only are we winning, we are going to prevail, and every number and every poll shows that. There's nothing that can shut me up and nothing that will shut me up. There's not a prison built or a jail built that will ever shut me up. All victory to MAGA. We're going to win this. We're going to win at the Supreme Court. And more importantly, we're going to win on November 5th in an amazing landslide with the Senate, the House, and also Donald J. Trump back as President of the United States. Thank you very much.
He said, there is not a prison built or a jail built that will ever shut me up. Good for him, man.
Good for him.
I mean,
Good for him.
And that's the way MAGA feels. There is not a prison built or a jail built that will ever shut us up. I mean, look at the January 6 people. It doesn't matter. They come out of there loud and clear and tell their story and get it out there.
Exactly right.
Because they are trying their very best to shut everyone up. They shut President Trump up with the gag order. They shut these January 6 people up because they threatened them. They threaten their families and they threaten their lives. And if you don't believe that, people, then you really are behind the times.
Yeah. You just got to open your eyes and look, man. It's right there in front of you. Also, during his remarks, attorney David Schoen outlined why the charges are wrong and in conflict with President Trump's executive privilege and called on House Speaker Mike Johnson to convene the bilateral advisory group to declare that the sham J6 committee violated the House rules. Do you think that's going to go anywhere, though, with Mike Johnson?
No.
I don't either.
No, he's all bluster.
Yes, he is.
You know, when I found out who was behind him, coaching him and everything, like one of the other speakers of the House who got voted out.
Yep.
So he wanted to come back and try to, this is how you stop it from happening because I didn't do that. Well, no, I don't trust any of Congress. But we did have some congressmen and women stand up and say this was a tragedy. And one of those was Matt Gaetz, Representative Matt Gaetz, and this is what he had to say.
It is with great sadness and anger that we observe the death of the judicial system in America. Steve Bannon sought judicial review of the illegal demands of a runaway congressional committee unlike any ever comprised. It was literally a matter of first impression, and they're sending him to prison. Not just to torture him, but to torture us. He didn't even get a real trial. His defenses were stripped by a judge who hates him. The ramifications of these actions will reverberate in a very dark way for a long time. I've begged House leaders to advance legislation to expunge these contempt proceedings on Bannon, Navarro, Scavino, and Meadows. They've refused, likely because we don't have the votes. We need stronger leaders. November can't come soon enough. You know, and this is one of the things, and I agree with Matt Gaetz, because Bannon has been hollering at him, you do something, do something.
Yes.
They have stood back and watched President Trump be treated this way. They've stood back and watched Navarro.
And Navarro is in prison right now, in a federal prison right now.
Yep.
You know, he's going to get out soon, I think like the day before the RNC convention. But, I mean, it is absolutely crazy what they're doing to these people for a misdemeanor and for what President Trump calls the Unselect Committee, Unselect January 6th Committee, who is not a committee. And Liz Cheney needs to go to jail. She needs to be in jail.
If justice is blind, I could name you 10 of them. And I think the biggest one right now would be the two that were on the Hill this week, which would be Garland and Fauci. Both of them need to be in jail.
But, well, yeah, we know that.
But Garland should be there on a contempt the same as Bannon.
Yes.
The same as any of them.
The same as any of them.
If there's no privilege, there's no privilege.
That's right. None. And just like Joe Biden coming out and doing the privilege thing because of his tapes, you know, and which was the original reason why this hearing was going on. But a lot came out during it. And you know what? Merrick Garland did not leave that hearing without his head being down, because I'm telling you, he couldn't even walk out of there with a straight, he was horrible. I'm glad they got a lot of that out of him.
So what do you think is going to come from all this? I mean, really?
Oh, they're going to keep on. They're going to keep on. I mean, this is my opinion, folks, but they're going to keep on at everybody. You know, they're take Trump down, all the people that we listed, his attorneys around him, the electors. So are we going to be able to, in the 2024 election, have our own electors again? You know, like has always been done since the beginning.
Yep. How
there are two slates of electors. There's, you know, one for the Republican and one for the Democrat. It's been that way all the time.
Yes.
But now the blue states are going after these electors. I see a lot more happening. They just now did another state just now did the same thing with electors, Wisconsin.
Yep.
That was another headline that got missed last week. That happened while all this other stuff was going on, all this noise.
And we talked about some of the good things that did come from the Garland hearing is the fact of what Judge Cannon is going to do in the immunity case now.
Yes. Yeah, very much so. Yeah, it's big.
Because Thomas Massey got Garland to admit that Jack Smith was appointed illegally, off the cuff. You went rogue and did this. There's no approval from Congress. There's no appointment by the president. And that's a good thing with this. That's a good thing with the Garland hearing. You know, and I asked earlier, you know, what do you think is going to come from this? I guess maybe I was trying to ask, what do you think is going to come for Garland?
Nothing.
Nothing. Exactly.
Nothing, because where are they going to send his referral to? To the DOJ?
Exactly.
And isn't that him?
Exactly.
So, no, I don't think so. What I thought was really cool, though, was Steve Bannon did thank President Trump for his statement. You know, and he put it out. So, but I wanted to read President Trump's statement on Steve Bannon's sentencing. And it says, he said, it is a total and complete American tragedy that the crooked Joe Biden Department of Justice is so desperate to jail Steve Bannon and every other Republican, for that matter, for not submitting to the Unselect Committee of political thugs. And yes, that's what they are. They are political thugs, made up of all Democrats and two crazed former Republican lunatics. See what happened? We voted them out because the people didn't want them in there. crying Adam Kinzinger and Liz out of her mind Cheney, it has been irrefutably proven that it was the Unselect Committee who committed actual crimes when they deleted and destroyed all material evidence in a pathetic attempt to protect crazy Nancy Pelosi and other Democrats from the truth. That I did absolutely nothing wrong. The un-American weaponization of our law enforcement has reached levels of illegality never thought possible before. Indict the Unselect January 6th Committee for illegally deleting and destroying all of their findings. MAGA 2024. Absolutely 100%. These people need to be on the chopping block. They need to go to jail. They did show trial after show trial after show trial, and it wasn't even a trial. Just hearings. They did all this on TV in front of the American people and spent millions of dollars, millions, to go after the Republicans.
Transform your business with Shopify, the leading e-commerce platform designed for entrepreneurs of all levels. Shopify makes it easy to create a stunning online store with customizable templates and a user-friendly interface. Manage your inventory, process payments, and track your sales, all from one seamless dashboard. With built-in search engine optimization and marketing tools, you can reach more customers and grow your business faster. Plus, Shopify's secure and reliable hosting ensures your site is always up and running, backed by 24/7 customer support. Join over 1 million businesses worldwide who trust Shopify to power their online stores. Start your free 14-day trial today at Shopify.com and see how easy it is to sell online, in-store, and everywhere in between. Take the next step toward e-commerce success with Shopify.
Please click the link below. Thank you. And a headline that was missed this week was that on the same day, the Biden administration announced new restrictions on how many migrants will be allowed over the border. A memo was sent to border enforcers mandating new measures to make it as easy as possible to claim asylum.
Instructions from the ICE acting director to his team includes the installation of signs seemingly instructing migrants what to say to qualify for asylum. The email also points to trembling, shaking, or even staying completely silent as behavior which can back up the credible fear of being returned to a home country migrants need to display to claim asylum. The email obtained by the Post states, ICE has long recognized that a fear or intention to apply for asylum or related protection can be manifested in many different ways. They literally are taking these people and teaching them
how to be an asylum seeker.
Is this nuts, man?
He then goes on to say, indeed, a fear may be manifested verbally, non-verbally, or physically, he wrote, adding that indications of fear can include, like we said, trembling, shaking, unusual behavior, changes in your tone of voice, incoherent speech pattern, panic attacks, or an unusual level of silence. So in essence, this border that they keep saying and came out and gaslighted you that they closed, that Biden finally cracked down on the border, will now allow thousands into the United States every day and still have one of the highest annual totals in 30 years. But it's 360,000, which is a mass parole scheme that flies many migrants that come from other countries like Cuba, Nicaragua, and Venezuela. And then 250,000 that they let in by this app, which is called CBP-1, which allows migrants to apply for an appointment online. Okay, so they're not talking about these. These are still going to continue to come. What they're talking about is, we've closed the doors to the border, and they have not. Close the doors to the border.
All they're trying to say is they're going to cut it down to 2,500 per day that come through the gates. Well, to ensure that they all come through the gates, is this counting asylum seekers too, or is this people that are filling out the online application?
It's both.
Okay. So
they're just talking about people walking through the door.
Exactly.
But they're bringing them They have been doing this already, bringing them different directions so that they're not showing up at the border and you're not seeing all the photos and the videos of thousands of migrants at the border.
And honestly, that's going to be only the ones that you know about. And if you think about it, 2,500 a day, like they said, Biden will still allow 2,500 to arrive in person every day at the border and be let in. That's going to equate to over 900,000 in a 12-month period. If you went at that rate every day, it's going to be 912,500 people.
Yeah, and if you add all that up, the total migrants allowed in every year, it's 1.8 million.
That's exactly right. And that's what we know of, the 1.8 that's reported. And as we've probably already heard, a lot of people have already heard, those numbers are probably up to 10 million, 16 million. It's a lot more than just that. That's just what they're letting you see.
They're saying that Biden's new border action is hardly a cut. It would allow more people in than has been in before through the amnesty programs. But the New York Post has a list of all of examples that may include, things like we were talking about. If it's an individual or group that will hurt me or my family, or if they are afraid of the country's government or governing group, they leave it to where everybody that walks in is automatically given asylum. They also put video up in certain places on a loop telling them how they can get asylum here and what to do and how to act and all that on a loop and all of these ICE facilities.
Strategically placed areas in those facilities, yes.
Yes, and same thing with signs. They have to put signs up strategically everywhere in 2 languages, and then you can ask for these instructions that we're reading to you in like 13 different languages.
And they coach you how to act when you walk in there.
Yes.
Already.
So it's actually just totally made it way worse than it was, but that was the bill. These actions, and I wanted to point this out, these actions that Biden took to supposedly close the border, the ones that they keep accusing the Republicans of not signing, this is what was in the bill, folks. This is what your taxpayer money is paying for from executive order because they couldn't get it passed in the Senate. Or the House. The House would not pass it. Remember, the House will not pass this bill.
And I don't blame
them. That
them.
is the one thing that they have stuck to their guns on and made Biden do the executive order now. To me, this is a win. This is a win because the people see now that Biden's think they're going to come out and win because of this in their election, but people aren't stupid. They think people are stupid.
They do.
Just like this next headline that we have coming up. Just like this governor of Arizona. She's stupid, too.
Yeah, Gateway Pundit reported about Arizona Governor Katie Hobbs being under fire for over some donations to a dark money group for her inaugural events last year. And also it was reported that they're questioning her about a state contract, 6-figure donations that led to millions of dollars in state funds for that contractor.
Yes.
And Gateway Pundit had previously reported this, that they called into question by GOP state legislators after she charged donors as much as $250,000 using a 501c4 nonprofit group for her inaugural events.
Well, this update here from Gateway Pundit also says that the Arizona Democrat Attorney General Chris Mays is to launch the criminal investigation. Look, the investigation into Governor Katie Hobbs for this bribery and this fraud.
And here it goes. This is how they worked it. Through what? Nonprofit. Here we go. The nonprofit that she used was also headquartered at the same address as Coppersmith Brockelman PLC, is the same Democrat law firm that represented defendant Katie Hobbs in Kari Lake's lawsuit to overturn the rigged 2022 election. The donors to Katie Hobbs' inauguration included Sunshine Residential Homes and its affiliates, who donated hundreds of thousands of dollars to later receive a previously denied rate increase to their youth group home services. Here's a good breakdown of this, and this is what happened. State contractor, Sunshine Homes, they donated $400,000 to Katie Hobbs and the Arizona Democrats and got millions more in state money. DCS, over the course of the past year, approved what amounts to nearly a 60% increase in the rate that Sunshine Residential Homes charges for a child per day, meaning potentially millions of dollars more going to the companies at taxpayer expenses. No other standard group home provider, and there are dozens, was approved for any rate increase during Hobbs's tenure. After the initial rejection, Sunshine's rate increase comes after political donation. Sunshine Residential Homes in December of 22 sought a 20% rate increase to $179 per day. DCS denied it on February 6 of 23, according to records provided by the department. 3 days later, Sunshine donated $100,000 to a dark money fund Hobbs's campaign had created. Only recently did the company begin contributing to the political campaigns in Arizona. It says 2 six-figure donations from Sunshine to the Arizona Democrat Party were reported when Hobbs was running for governor, totaling $200,000 in September and October of 2022. Then, Sunshine's CEO and wife personally donated nearly the maximum amount of $5,000 each to Hobbs's campaign. That's not all that the company would kick in. Another $200,000 was donated after Hobbs's election, with half of that going directly to Hobbs's inauguration fund through her dark money group. Interesting point to note out here too in the article that the Sunshine's director of program worked for DCS for a decade before joining Sunshine in 2022, according to his resume.
Oh.
Exactly. And Sunshine's director of program, he donated $5,000 himself personally to Hobbs's gubernatorial campaign the same day that the CEO of Sunshine did, state records show. So this is a big investigation.
It is, because,
Finally.
you know, it sounds like to me that maybe the government took over this Sunshine Industries, because they obviously were a thing if they asked for an increase. And then they were denied the increase, and then 3 days later, all of a sudden,
They're donating
political money. Were they forced to donate that money, or were they given that money to be donated to them? Were they paid off in order to get an increase? Well, I mean,
to me, I mean, even, and those are great questions. To me, the biggest question I would have is, how come in December you're asking for a 20% increase in your fees for per day per child, and you got denied, but yet you can turn around and have
that money,
$400,000 in disposable money to throw back to a political campaign?
Yeah, that doesn't make sense at all, does it?
No, it
There's
doesn't.
a lot of questions, so we'll keep you apprised of this right here. But there's one other headline we really have to cover today. I know we're running long, and we keep talking about these.
This was the funniest one of all.
The funnest one of all. It really is. But we keep talking about these, Democrats who tend to get away with everything that they do. And the number one Democrat that continues, you can think of it. It's the one person that we are so excited and just in love with President Trump for doing for us is get rid of nasty Hillary Clinton. Oh my gosh, man.
Yeah, here's our last headline in this. Nasty Hillary Clinton compares President Trump to Adolf Hitler in a sick D-Day anniversary social media post. Trump campaign responds to Hillary with fire, though.
Man, she is, and we're getting this from the Gateway Pundit. You can tell by the nasty Hillary Clinton reference up there. Instead of using this occasion to honor some of the bravest war heroes ever to live, Hillary decided to use this occasion to dunk on Trump by comparing him to Hitler. Now, I know you said something to me a while ago is, what do they think he is?
President Trump?
Yes, remember?
Yeah, I did. I pointed this out. Mm-hmm. One day you're saying he's a Putin supporter and he's a communist sympathizer, and the next day you're comparing him to Adolf Hitler. Which one is he?
Communist or a Nazi?
Yeah, is he a commie? Is he a Nazi? Which one is he?
Which one? You know what? He's neither one.
Yep.
He is neither one of those things, and they continually call him names, and she is the number one thing.
Yeah. She said 80 years ago today, thousands of brave Americans fought to protect democracy on the shores of Normandy. This November, all we have to do is vote.
She got so railed on social media that she has barred users from commenting on her social media posts after getting constantly roasted on X. Someone said, Hillary is a stone-cold loser who presided over the horrific Benghazi debacle that led to the death of Americans.
Plus, you deleted 30,000 emails.
And you bleached your computer and phones. We know what your intent was.
Is this thing working?
Rise up.
Well, hey, everybody, that's it for today. Thanks for listening, and I hope you've enjoyed the show. Hope you've learned some things about what's going on around us in the nation and in your communities. You know, we couldn't do this without your continued support either. We appreciate all of you showing up, taking the time to listen to us today. So please, like I say, make sure to hit the like button, share our show with all your friends. We'll see you next time on Is This Thing Working? And as always, I'm James, and that's my lovely co-host over there,
Denise.
and we'll see you next time.
We're out.